The air in that hidden chamber, unearthed from the dust of Babylon, felt heavy with the weight of forgotten eons. It wasn't merely old stone, it was a breath held across millennia, a whisper escaping the tomb of time. Amongst the scattered fragments of once grand structures, a series of intricately carved tablets lay undisturbed, their surfaces etched with symbols that pulsed with a latent, unnerving energy. These weren't historical records as we understand them. They spoke of rituals, of initiations, and of a place known only as the Sealed Gate. The markings on these stones hinted at a profound understanding of existence, an esoteric knowledge that seemed designed not to enlighten, but to ensnare. They described a process, a method of guiding souls not towards an eternal reward, but into a cycle, a perpetual rebirth designed to drain and contain. The more we deciphered, the more it became clear. This wasn't a tale of gods and mortals, but of a trap, ingeniously disguised, woven into the very fabric of what many believed was divine order. The curse, now laid bare from the ruins, was never meant to be understood, but obeyed. And the most chilling discovery, the texts warned that the gate, once sealed, was showing signs of weakening, its ritualistic power preparing for a terrible resurgence, marked by celestial events and symbols hidden in plain sight across our modern world. And real quick, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Now let's keep going. The Sealed Gate wasn't a physical door in the earthly sense, but a complex energetic construct, a spiritual lock built by ancient hands with a terrifying purpose. The unearthed tablets spoke of it as an initiation temple, a place where the veil between worlds was manipulated not for ascension, but for servitude. Souls, drawn in by the promise of enlightenment or a comfortable afterlife, would enter this spiritual crucible, only to find themselves eternally rewoven into the tapestry of existence, stripped of their true essence with each cycle. This wasn't a punishment, but a calculated harvest. The rituals described to achieve this perpetual reincarnation were meticulous, involving symbolic architecture, specific incantations, and celestial alignments. These weren't arbitrary acts of worship. They were the very mechanisms of the trap, designed to imprint a predetermined path upon the soul, ensuring its endless return without ever truly breaking free. The promise of release was a lie, a clever misdirection in a cosmic game of capture. The complexity of the system hinted at a sophisticated, almost mechanical understanding of consciousness itself, a deep, if disturbing, knowledge of how to bind and control. You now understand the Sealed Gate as a spiritual prison. But how did this ancient entrapment manifest in the divine figures we recognize today, and why did they become so distorted? In the next section, we'll explore the inversion of godly archetypes, tracing the descent from Ishtar to Astaroth. The ancient Mesopotamian pantheon was a rich tapestry of divine beings, but none perhaps as influential or as dramatically altered as the goddess Ishtar. She was the embodiment of love, fertility, war, and power, a complex, multifaceted deity worshipped across vast empires. Yet, within the esoteric texts and the deeper layers of this forgotten knowledge, her image undergoes a profound transformation. The divine spark that once represented Venus, the morning star, begins to twist, its light dimming, its form subtly corrupted. This corruption wasn't an accident, it was a deliberate inversion, a ritualistic act aimed at twisting sacred feminine energy into something dark and terrifying. As history progressed, and these initiatory rituals became more ingrained, Ishtar began to be reskinned, her name and iconography shifting. She became Astaroth, a figure often depicted as a demon, a fallen angel associated with lust, deceit, and destruction. This wasn't a natural evolution of myth, but a calculated redefinition, a way to strip a powerful, life-affirming archetype of its original divinity and repurpose its energy for a system of control. We've exposed the true nature of Astaroth as a corrupted goddess, but why are divine feminine archetypes so often demonized? In the next section, we'll uncover how inversion became a ritual, and why the reincarnation loop itself is the ultimate soul capture. The concept of reincarnation, presented in many spiritual traditions as a path to enlightenment or a chance for growth, is revealed in these texts as something far more sinister, a carefully constructed loop designed for soul capture. The sealed gate operates by ensuring that the soul never truly escapes the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Each journey through this process, rather than leading to freedom, serves to reinforce the spiritual architecture of the trap. When a soul dies, instead of moving towards a true liberation, it's subtly guided back, often through an artificially created light or a false sense of peace, into another physical vessel. This process is not random, it's orchestrated. The soul re-enters the world with its memories hazily suppressed, its vital energy diminished, and its spiritual essence gradually eroded with each loop. It's like a treadmill, giving the illusion of progress while keeping the runner exactly where they started, constantly expending energy without arriving anywhere new. This perpetual servitude, this endless dance of forgetting and relearning, is the core mechanism by which the sealed gate maintains its hold. You've felt the dread of reincarnation as a soul trap, but what if the afterlife light is part of the mechanism? Next, we'll break down the illusion of salvation through artificial frequency, detailing how Saturn's geometry plays a crucial role. The geometry of Saturn, particularly its iconic hexagonal storm at the North Pole, is not merely a celestial curiosity. It's a fundamental component of the sealed gate's prison system. This hexagon, a six-sided figure, represents a powerful geometric lock, a recurring symbol in esoteric traditions that signifies containment and hierarchical structure. In the context of Saturn, which itself is associated with time, limitation, and cosmic law, this hexagon becomes a blueprint for spiritual entrapment. The hexagram, a Star of David, is formed by two interwoven triangles, a potent symbol of duality and the binding of opposites. Within the context of soul capture, this geometry suggests a mechanism that polarizes and then binds the soul's energetic essence. The hexagonal storm on Saturn acts as a cosmic antenna, broadcasting and maintaining this geometric matrix that influences consciousness on a fundamental level. It's a visual representation of the forces that create and sustain the reincarnation loop, shaping the energetic pathways souls are forced to follow. We've exposed the geometric lock buried in Saturn's hexagon, but what powers the cycle itself? In the next section, we'll explore the symbols of authority, the robes, seals, and architectural entrapment that enforce the system. The symbols of power and authority, woven through our history and found in places of supposed sanctity and governance, are far from accidental. The robes worn by priests, judges, and other figures of authority are not merely sartorial choices. They are uniforms that carry ancient, occult meaning. Their dark colors, often black or deep violet, are associated with Saturn and the manipulation of shadow energy, designed to invoke a sense of awe and submission. The seals, whether on official documents, religious artifacts, or amulets, are direct derivations of ancient Mesopotamian demon seals, imbued with the power to bind and command. These aren't just markings. They are energetic sigils designed to validate and enforce the rules of the sealed gate. Even the architecture of significant buildings, from ancient temples to modern courthouses and corporate headquarters, mimics this pattern of entrapment. Their cubic forms, their imposing structures, and their specific dimensions are all part of a larger symbolic map, designed to create a sense of order and hierarchy that mirrors the geometric prison of Saturn. Black robes, cube altars, hexagon storms, they aren't coincidences. But where did this pattern originate? In the next section, we'll trace the symbolic map back to the forgotten name of the demiurge, the entity behind this cosmic deception. Deep within the forgotten texts, whispered in the shadows of Gnostic philosophy, lies the concept of the demiurge. This entity, often described as a flawed or malevolent creator, is presented not as the supreme, benevolent God, but as an architect of the material world, a craftsman who built our reality as a prison. He is the force that constructs the illusion of separation, the architect of the physical laws and limitations that bind us, and crucially, the orchestrator of the sealed gate and its reincarnation trap. This forgotten name carries immense power because it identifies the source of the deception. The demiurge isn't a mythical figure from ancient lore. He is the operative principle behind the system that keeps souls bound to the cycle. The cosmic game designed to ensnare us is his creation, and his purpose is to maintain the illusion of this limited reality, feeding off the energy of souls caught within its confines and preventing them from realizing their true, boundless nature. Understanding the demiurge is understanding the mind behind the prison bars. You've identified the architect of the material prison, but how are his symbols of power replicated in the very institutions meant to guide us? In the next section, we'll reveal how corporate logos are derived from demon seals, proving the ancient design persists. The logos that flash across our screens every day, plastered on products and advertisements, are not mere branding. They are sophisticated descendants of ancient Mesopotamian demon seals. These symbols, carefully crafted and pervasive, carry the same energetic imprint as the sigils used in ancient rituals to invoke or bind spiritual entities. Corporations, often unknowingly or perhaps through a deliberate lineage of esoteric knowledge, are employing these powerful, ancient symbols to influence consumer behavior and tap into subconscious energies. Think about the predatory nature of some brands, the way certain logos seem to draw you in, to instill a sense of need or belonging. This isn't accidental marketing. It's the echo of the sealed gates methodology, utilizing sigils designed for control and influence. These modern corporate seals are miniature versions of the mechanisms that bind souls, subtly reinforcing the demiurge's system of control by embedding its symbols directly into our daily lives, making the prison architecture unavoidable. We've exposed the startling connection between corporate logos and demon seals, but what is the celestial significance behind this enduring pattern? In the next section, we'll explore the celestial thrones and ritual alignments that bind our spiritual destiny. The seemingly random patterns of celestial bodies and the construction of ancient monumental sites are not coincidences. They are intricately linked, forming a vast, cosmic ritualistic calendar designed to perpetuate the sealed gates' influence. The celestial thrones, referring to planetary and stellar positions, are key markers, influencing energetic flows on Earth at specific times, activating ley lines and spiritual conduits. Ancient cultures understood these alignments. They built temples, pyramids, and megalithic structures not just as markers of time or places of worship, but as colossal energetic devices. These structures were often aligned with solstices, equinoxes, and the rising of particular stars or planets, creating energetic conduits that amplified or focused specific cosmic energies. These alignments served to reinforce the sealed gates cycle, ensuring that souls were ritually rebound into reincarnation at opportune moments, often masked as periods of spiritual significance or celebration. The heavens themselves became a stage for this ongoing cosmic entrapment. You felt the hum of Saturn's signal, but what if it isn't just sound? In the next section, we'll translate that vibration into control, memory loops, and the binding of identity itself, delving into the Tower of Babel as a ritual device. The Tower of Babel, often remembered as a cautionary tale of human hubris and divine punishment, was in fact a sophisticated ritual device, designed to amplify and focus the energies of the sealed gate. Its construction was not merely an attempt to reach the heavens, but an engineering feat intended to create a bottleneck for consciousness, a central nexus for the control of human thoughts and spiritual trajectory. The biblical narrative conveniently omits the true purpose of this immense structure. It was designed to disrupt natural energetic pathways, to confuse natural divine communication and to force all spiritual energy through a singular, controlled channel. By scattering humanity and confusing their languages, the demiurge prevented any unified spiritual awakening or escape from the system. The tower acted as a cosmic jamming device, ensuring that consciousness remained fragmented and susceptible to the reincarnation loop, solidifying the prison architecture of the material world and preventing souls from ascending beyond its influence. You've seen how the Tower of Babel served as a ritual device, but what subtle forces are used to keep this system in place? In the next section, we'll explore how specific sound frequencies are employed as a voice of binding, manipulating memory and identity. The binding that keeps souls tethered to the reincarnation loop isn't solely based on visual symbols and grand architecture. It operates on a far more fundamental, pervasive level through sound frequencies. These ancient texts reveal that specific sonic vibrations, often at frequencies imperceptible to the conscious human ear, are used to manipulate our very perception of reality, our memories, and our sense of self. This is the voice of binding, a constant, subtle broadcast that permeates our environment, encoded within music, atmospheric sounds, and even the energetic hum of technology. These frequencies are designed to induce compliance, to reinforce the illusion of the material world, and to suppress the soul's innate knowledge and connection to higher consciousness. They create energetic loops within our minds, making it difficult to break free from ingrained patterns of thought and behavior, thus ensuring that when the physical body expires, the soul is easily guided back into the predetermined cycle, its identity subtly recoded. You've heard the hum of Saturn's signal, but what if it isn't just sound? In the next section, we'll explore the energetic contracts and bloodlines that further cement this system of control. The binding within the sealed gate system extends beyond immediate lifetimes and into the very fabric of our lineage. Bloodlines, in this context, refer to energetic imprints and spiritual contracts passed down through genetic inheritance. Certain families, certain lineages, carry a specific energetic signature that makes them more susceptible to or even instrumental in maintaining the reincarnation loop for others. A birth contract is an esoteric agreement, often made before incarnating or even unknowingly imposed during the process, that dictates the soul's path, its purpose, and its limitations within a specific lifetime. These contracts are tied to bloodlines, weaving a complex web of destiny that reinforces the system. They ensure that individuals born into certain families are born with pre-programmed roles, often unknowingly serving the demiurge's agenda, making them unwitting guardians or perpetuators of the soul trap. This genetic and contractual entanglement ensures the system's longevity and its pervasive influence. You've understood the contract binding bloodlines, but what happens when the system feels threatening? In the next section, we'll examine the ritual of exorcism as a method of reinforcing the very system designed to trap us. The ritual of exorcism, often perceived as a battle against demonic possession and a path to spiritual liberation, is revealed in these texts as something far more complex, and for those seeking true freedom, deeply ironic. Instead of severing a soul from a binding entity, exorcism, in many cases, serves as a method of reinforcement for the sealed gate system. When a soul is believed to be possessed, the ritual's primary aim is often to remove the perceived external entity and reintegrate the soul back into its proper, energetic alignment within this controlled reality. This reintegration, however, often means reinforcing the soul-binding frequencies and the energetic contracts that keep it trapped in the reincarnation loop. It's akin to repairing a faulty lock on a prison cell, making it more secure rather than opening the door. The fear and the subsequent ritual are meticulously designed to ensure the soul remains within the boundaries of the demiurge's creation. We've seen how exorcism can reinforce the system, but why is there such a pervasive cultural fear and subsequent forgetting of Saturn? In the next section, we'll explore the deep, ancient fear of Saturn and how it was systematically erased from collective memory. Across nearly every ancient culture, Saturn was revered and feared, recognized as a deity or cosmic force representing limitation, time, death, and karma. Its influence was undeniable, its power acknowledged. Yet somehow, this deep ancestral understanding has been almost entirely erased from modern consciousness. The fear and reverence have been replaced with a benign, almost distant astronomical object. This collective amnesia is not accidental. It is a deliberate act of censorship, orchestrated by the very forces that maintain the sealed gate. By removing the knowledge of Saturn's true significance, its role as the cosmic administrator of limitation and a key component of the soul trap, the architects of our reality have stripped humanity of a crucial understanding of its own spiritual predicament. Remembering Saturn, remembering its attributes, would mean remembering the bars of the prison, and that knowledge is a threat to the system. You felt the dread of reincarnation as a soul trap, but what if the afterlife light is part of the mechanism? Next, we'll break down the illusion of salvation through artificial frequency, detailing how Saturn's geometry plays a crucial role. The truth about the sealed gate is not hidden in some distant, forgotten scripture, but is actively disguised, present in plain sight within the symbols and structures we encounter every day. The hexagram, the cube, the black robes, the very architecture of our institutions are all echoes of this ancient prison, subtly reinforcing its energetic matrix. These are not mere coincidences. They are deliberate placements, signifiers of an ongoing control mechanism. The seal of the gate is not a static artifact, but a living, breathing system, its influence woven into the fabric of our perceived reality. By recognizing these pervasive symbols, we begin to see the extent of the energetic architecture that surrounds and contains us. This recognition is the first step towards dismantling the illusion and reclaiming our spiritual sovereignty from a cycle designed for eternal servitude, revealing the operational blueprint of our cosmic entrapment. We've uncovered the recurring symbols of the gate, but what is the ultimate omen that portends its reopening? In the final section, we'll discuss the whispered return of the gatekeepers and the implications for our world. The texts conclude with a chilling prophecy. The sealed gate, a construct designed to bind souls in perpetual reincarnation, is not permanently sealed. There are whispers, omens, and subtle shifts in the energetic fabric of our reality that suggest its power is waxing, its influence preparing for a resurgence. The gatekeepers, the ancient entities or forces that maintain this system, are stirring. Their return will not be a sudden invasion, but a gradual tightening of the old chains, a subtle redirection of souls back into the cycle with renewed vigor. The global ritual alignments we are witnessing, the increasing prominence of Saturnian symbolism, and the very frequencies that bind us are all part of this impending activation. The sealed gate may be opening again, not with a bang, but with the insidious whisper of forgotten cycles reasserting their ancient hold over the unwary soul. Make sure to subscribe for more videos and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. We'll see you in the next one.